What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Look Ahead show here on Tony's Picks. Vegas out here with you guys. Pretty solid day today here. 50-50 actually, about 5-5. I am waiting on one more game here. Difference between a winning or losing day, but a 5-2 day yesterday. Pretty solid week. Pretty solid month. Still up last 30 days as well. Just trying to keep it going here. Probably won't be as much volume as we had here on Tuesday. I loved Tuesday's slate. Wound up kind of going hit or miss here. Knicks game, one comes to mind. That was one that let us down there against the Celtics. Shout out to anybody who had the Celtics. A lot of Celtics bettors. Believe me, plenty of people were telling me they were on the Celtics. So shout out to you guys. Other one there was Duke. Just done with this Gators team. I fade them, they win. I tail them, they get smashed. So, yeah, that's about all I can say. But on to the today's show and what we got. We're gonna have all of Sunday NFL football getting broken down here. Plenty of action, and then we're gonna finish some of these conference championship games up here in college football. We're gonna do those look aheads. And then we'll get into a little bit of Wednesday's slate here. A couple NHL, some NBA, and then college hoops. And of course, I do have some soccer. We did hit on that Barcelona play there, so very nice. We'll take it. And yeah, on to today. So if we're gonna start off here in the NFL. We got some Week 14 action here. Very first game I'm going to is Dolphins and the Jets. Yeah, at the end of the day, Jets at home here, fresh off of I would call it an upset win. I was on the Falcons last week, expecting a low-scoring game as well, and yeah, none of those came through. It was a Jets outright and an over. Offense showed something. There's still plenty of pieces, and Allen Lazard here. Adonai Mitchell with almost 100 yards receiving, 8 catches, 100 yards last week. I mean, I like this Jets team here to bounce back against the Dolphins and get another win. I can't trust Tua in up north December type weather. Refuse to bet Tua here. That's my sentiment. On to the next game. We got Steelers and Ravens here. A really, really good AFC North divisional matchup here. Plenty of division implications, playoff, everything, you name it here. Both teams coming into this one 6-6. At the end of the day, I was on the Bills last week there against the Steelers. Not in love with how Aaron Rodgers has looked. Really not in love with how Lamar Jackson has looked. But I'll go with the guy who's younger, fresher, and I think with the better team around him in the Baltimore Ravens here, -6. I still think they're alive here in the playoff hunt. This gets me on what a lot of people have been saying as well is, it's wide open. Nobody has a clear-cut Super Bowl winner, at least anybody that I know. If you do, let me know because I think it's wide open. I was, thinking an Eagles-Chiefs rematch. Even thinking the Ravens here could get back. There's a legit, I would say 10 teams that legit have a shot at it. And it's all about who plays the best the last couple months of the season here. I think the Ravens are going to start only playing as better and better. Lamar's not going to have to do everything with his legs. I like the Ravens here to get this one done, -6. On to the next game. We have the New Orleans Saints taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And in this one here, Buccaneers 8.5-point favorites. They did get it done on the money line at least last week. We were on the Cardinals there plus the 3.5. Got a little backdoor action there, 20-17. Buccaneers won that one. I think this one could be really competitive. I was actually impressed a little bit with what the Saints showed. Yeah, they kind of got one there with that onside kick at the end of the game that probably shouldn't have gone their way, but they fought tooth and nail to try to win that game there at the end. I think they could at least put up 20 points here on this Buccaneers defense. Tyler Shaw can only keep getting better week in, week out. I like the over 42.5 the most in this game because I also think the Buccaneers will help contribute to this. I think Baker even played pretty solid last week doing considering these circumstances there with his shoulder. I just don't like laying 8.5 here with the Buccaneers, but we'll take the over 42.5 there in Saints Buccaneers. On to the next one, another great divisional matchup here between the Colts and Jaguars. Both teams here 8-4. Jaguars here coming off that big win against the Titans, and then the 3 straight wins since that Texans loss. In that game they were up 2 against the Texans, could have easily won that one. Playing some pretty good ball here the last 4 or 5 weeks, and they've gone to running the football, controlling the time of clock here, time of possession, controlling the clock, if you get my drift. And against a Daniel Jones-led Colts team here who, put up 16 points last week, had Daniel Jones hobbling around on his somewhat fractured leg. I like the under here in this one. I think both teams run it. Try not to put the ball in harm's way. Both defenses have been playing well. Obviously, both running games on each side here. ETN, Tootin on the Jaguar side, and then Taylor's almost 1,300 yards this year. Only 12 games in, he may get around 1,800 yards or so, even more this year. I like this game to go under. I see this one being a 27-20. This thing opened at 49.5, so 28-21 is not covered, if I'm being honest. But those are the scores I see this one being, and it's a coin flip price for a reason. So I don't know. You guys have a better guess of picking a side there on that one. Titans and Browns here, the 2 rookies here going at it. This one is a fun one here, and expecting some weather in this one. Under 30 degrees for sure here in this one, and possible chance of snow. If there is snow, I question the footing here of these players, especially the defensive linemen getting off on the snap. How much of a burst are they going to have? We've seen teams before actually run it up in these snow games. At the end of the day, that's why I like the over. And then add in all of the machismo beef between Ward and Shedeur. These 2 guys, it may lead to interceptions and boneheaded play because both these guys may try to do too much here and show each other up. They may not say that's not what's going on, but everybody in the back of their mind knows that these 2 here, it's a budding rivalry. And not only that, these coaches, they want to see, what they got, especially with Shedeur, who's still, 3rd week starting here. I expect Stefanski to actually open up the playbook. I felt he was very vanilla last week there. Very, run-heavy approach against this 49ers team. I don't know, maybe saving it here for this matchup, a more winnable game, you could say. But I don't know. This is the NFL where week in, week out, I do believe these teams are trying to win, but not with that game plan. And then, I believe Cam Ward is the type of quarterback that can handle this Browns pass rush with his pocket presence. I can go on and on about these 2 quarterbacks. Also, both of them big enough arms to handle these inclement weather. Do they know where the ball is going all the time? No, but do they have strong arms? Absolutely. Again, just sit here and cheer on some points in this one. I'm on the over 33.5. It might be at 34 now. We're on the over here in Titans-Browns. A very fun matchup this weekend. Next game here, we got the Commanders and the Vikings. Commanders here, basically the short price dog, played very well against Denver there on that primetime game. That was one there we were on Denver minus the 5.5 and had it. We'll get into Denver later on. But I think the Commanders can do something similar of what they did last week. Deebo Samuel making an impact finally. The defense, hung in there. They did what they could to at least keep them in that game. And Vikings are just a mess right now, quarterback-wise. I don't want anything to do with the Vikings. I'm all over the Commanders here on this one. I just simply think the wrong team's favored. Maybe if McCarthy's coming back, but and I'm hearing he is, but I don't think even if he's in, I'm still looking to fade. So I like the Commanders here. Seahawks here and Falcons in the next one. This one here, Falcons kind of burned me last week there against the Jets. Just trusted in Kirk Cousins to be a veteran in that game. It was supposed to be a bad weather game. It wasn't as bad as, everybody was saying. At the end of the day, I still think we see points like we saw last week. We know Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, everybody on this Seahawks team, they've been putting up points. They've been playing well. The defense has been causing turnovers and running back, interceptions and fumbles for touchdowns. I like the over in this one instead of trying to choose a side as well. Give me the over in Seattle and Atlanta. Plenty of ways I see points being scored. Even Kirk Cousins playing from behind. I like that going over there in nice conditions. Oh, right, there he is. We got DeAndre here finally in the chat. I know he was probably on Boston, huh? That was the I'm broke even today. That would have been nice. Would have been in the green. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. Look ahead show. Yeah, yep. Look ahead show. You already know, guys. He said play of the day was Boston with his little green heart. Oh, I'll get into the Knicks later on here because we got that in one of the NBA games that I'll be touching on. Let me get back here to this one. Trying to get back to these NFL games. Give me 1 second. These banners are not my friend. All right. We just talked about Seahawks, Falcons, and that one going over. Back on track here. We're on the Bengals and Bills. Let's check out real quick. Perfect spot for Knicks tonight. Oh, man. He's already stealing my script. DeAndre, that's the problem. He's stealing my script. You'll see when we get to it. All right, here in this one, though, back to the NFL. We got Bengals and Bills. This one I'm expecting points as well. Joe Burrow looked awesome last week against the Ravens, and this Bengals offense looked good. Do I trust this Bengals defense, though? Of course not. And I know the Bills can put up points here. Bills actually played a little bit of better defense last week against the Steelers, but how much is that the Steelers really ineptitude offense? I like the over here in this one between, Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, and we're not going to think about taking an over 52.5. I don't care if it's a possible cold game and whatnot. Bengals defense not built for that. I don't know. They do play in Cincinnati. Don't get me wrong. I can't see them playing well here. Give me the over 52.5 in Cincinnati and Buffalo. Right. We'll go check out the comments here. I like the Bengals, though. DeAndre saying here, perfect spot for Knicks. Look ahead show. I like the Bengals, though. Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen. Joe would let these boys know who he is. I think that's the LSU coming out, the LSU Louisiana coming out. But no, yeah, Joe's always going to put some points on the board. I'm rolling with oh, literally same time. He probably typed it. I said it, but yep, pretty much. It's been a cash cow a little bit, at least when he's in, if he can ever play. All right, here, back to it. Yes, like the over. Why not? And now next game, it was Denver here versus the Raiders. I don't know. At the end of the day, I can't trust the Raiders to score anything here against this Broncos defense. And we actually have, in some pretty solid dome conditions here in Allegiant Stadium. Yeah, I think Bo Nix can have himself a day against this Raiders team that's probably, packed it in, season over. We're laying the 7 and a hook. That's how confident I am in the Broncos bouncing back. They burned us there. What do you call it? In that primetime game against the Commanders. And I think they get us our get back here against the Broncos, against the Raiders. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see the defense playing like that 2 weeks in a row as well. A nice bounce back spot for them. Geno Smith, let's go under. And that's why I like, 23-10 final. Bo Nix plays his little check down rollout offense. They managed to get maybe a short field or two. And, they cover the 7 and a hook, 23-10. Total there, and that one's 40.5. That gets you the under. This one here, possibly another under, right? Packers, Bears, 2 teams I think they're going to try to run the heck out of the ball. Again, this one in Lambeau, December. Don't know what conditions you'll get here. I'm expecting just a cold one. Windy as well. I think both of these defenses have played really well this year, especially Green Bay. Parsons is smooth transition right on into this Green Bay defense. 13 sacks this year. I like the under 44.5 in this one. Tough game to pick on a side. I've been rolling with these Bears. They got us paid there against the Eagles. Can't blame anybody wanting to rock with them here, but I think this one's a defensive slobber knocker. Under 44.5 in Chicago versus Green Bay. Next up, we have the Rams and Cardinals. Cardinals here, 7.5-point dogs. I'm seeing 8.5s now against the Rams. Rams monkey wrenched us there against the Panthers. Stafford did not play well, turned the ball over a couple times. He was talking about he expects better of himself. He's going to step up this week. We'll see. I think there's still a very flat, lackadaisical locker room when you're rolling the way the Rams have been rolling this year. Maybe the Panthers game still hasn't woken them up. I already backed the Cardinals last week. They covered me. They're backdoor style plus 3.5 against the Buccaneers. I think they could do the same thing, if not be in this game to possibly win it here and upset their divisional rival. Yes, I like this Cardinals plus 7.5. A Buda Baker interception. I'll keep hammering that because that guy is a hawk back there in the secondary. And yes, plenty of weapons still for Brissett to work with here with Arizona. Give me the Cardinals plus 7.5. On to the next one. We got Texans and Chiefs. Absolute barn burner here in this one. I've been burning my bankroll here with the Chiefs. Let's see any comments here about this one. Any college basketball games? Oh, yeah, we'll be getting into some college basketball games here at the end of the show. It was a hit or miss day. For me. Duke didn't get it done for me. That was ugly. Michigan State was nice. UConn was nice. But, yeah, there's, hit or miss. Sometimes you sweep the board. Sometimes you go like 50-50. Sometimes it's ugly. That's just the way it is, guys. You know this. What do you call it? Texans, Chiefs. This one here, super pumped. Really obvious who I'm going with. I was already saying I've been burning his bankroll with them, but if they're going to stay alive, they're going to have to win every game, and I'll just be on them. if I feel like they have the talent in that locker room to win every game and go on a historical run, well, then I'll back them. I'm on the Chiefs minus 3.5. Egg on my face each week. Oh, well. I'll go down with the Gipper that got me here. Give me the Chiefs minus 3.5. A defensive game. McDuffie did not play well. McDuffie did not play well in this game last week against Dallas. He hasn't played well really in spots all season. Aging defense. Chris Jones only getting older. Worrisome. I still like these linebackers on this Chiefs team. That'll keep them in these games. The total at 41.5 makes sense. I expect this Texans D-line to be in Mahomes' face, but I got to go here with the Chiefs minus the 3.5. Final game, we touched on the NFL. See what the comments has to say. D. Didn't show up after the Cavs, LOL. Come on, D. So some trolling going on here with Weskers. He's talking about the Celtics. Just if you want to give Whiskers something, D, just tell him Syracuse. Ask him about how Syracuse is looking. I actually think they covered, though, today against Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. Michigan State. Oh. All right, DeAndre. We'll get into some college basketball then. But first, we got a couple more college footballs to get into, guys. Come on. Let's not sidetrack ourselves here. All right. BYU, Texas Tech in college football. Short and sweet. I like Texas Tech here. They moved up to the Final Four or the fourth spot here. They win this game. They get an automatic bid, an automatic bye. They dominated BYU last time out 27-9. Not a believer in Bachmeier in a big-time game like this. Amazing freshman season. Bright future ahead of him. Again, he may have BYU back here. Not only that, head coach for BYU apparently flirting with Penn State. Wild times here with the NIL era. Give me Texas Tech here, minus 12.5. That $18 million roster they have. That $18 million roster. $18 million roster here. All right. We got UGA, Bama in this next one here. SEC championship game. Rematch from earlier this year. I was on Georgia. I'm not going to be on Georgia in this one. I'm switching sides. I'm on Bama plus the 2.5. I put this way in a couple days ago now. I've put this one in. Freemium. I like Bama that much. At the end of the day, I think skill position wise, Ty Simpson has more to work with. I think he's probably the better NFL prospect as far as quarterback in the draft and whatnot. I think Georgia's defense has taken steps back. I think Alabama would have blown Florida out by more than 3 touchdowns. I can go on and on. Kalen DeBoer has done all but meet expectations here for the University of Alabama. And, I think Bama becomes SEC champs, and he gets the monkey off his back. And there we go. Bama plus the 2.5 in this one. On to the next game. We got Indiana and Ohio State. Yep. Oh, that's LSU likes the Bama game, huh? DeAndre likes Bama. That's saying a lot. LSU guy liking Bama. All right. Roll Tide it is. We got Indiana, Ohio State, though, in this one. Again, another one I'm not going to overthink. I think Ohio State is probably the best team on paper, and looks like they can repeat. I don't think they do. I do think somebody is eventually going to get him because Sayan is a young type quarterback that I think has been had to manage the game, not throw anything risky and turn the ball over. This defense has played lights out all year long. Does Indiana have the athletes to compete with them? Absolutely, they do. Ohio State has a young team still, kind of. If you look at some of these players, Indiana, a lot of guys, multiple transfers. Mendoza called them kind of the rejects. But these guys, they have just as much size at the skill positions, especially the wide receiver position. Indiana's big on the outside, but, Ohio State, if you look at this defense, you want to draft a couple kids and just pick your litter here with this Ohio State defense. You'll see 3 or 4 kids first round, 5, 6 there in the first 3 rounds, probably, this Ohio State defense. And that's why I'm on Ohio State here in this one. I think it's very possible they go run the table and run into somebody there in the national championship and lose, if not semis. But that could just me being a hater and an SEC backer. Ohio State's that good. I think they're probably the team to beat. Probably the team to beat here. Let's see. D is all confused. Kev. Ohio, why stop? Right? Ohio keeps rolling. Ohio keeps rolling. Ohio ATS, Ohio everything. Yep, Ohio everything. What can I say? That brings us into some NBA action. We're going to talk about those Knicks who burned us tonight. We're going to talk about those Knicks. And Jalen Brunson only dropping, 15 points. Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns decide to, take all of his points, is what it is. I think they bounce back, though. They get over themselves. They lick their wounds real quick. Oh, the Knicks can't win on a back-to-back. The Knicks never play well on the road. Both of those things are going to end real soon. I know it didn't end and go our way tonight, but it's Knicks minus 9.5. That's not even a get-back motivation spot. I just don't like Miles Bridges here. We were just speaking. And Brandon Miller possibly out here now for the Hornets. Plenty other pieces on this Hornets team. Are Kneppel and Ball going to keep meshing well together? We'll see. I still think plenty of enough weapons on this Knicks squad. I'm on the Knicks here, minus the 9.5. Next game I'll talk about is the Nets and Bulls game. This one here, 6.5-point dogs for the Nets. Let's see. Hold up real quick. Knicks ATS rebound from Celtics Eastern Flex. Sometimes I don't know what Whiskers is saying, man. We'll get back to this Nets game. I might have to leave the chat alone for a second and bust through this video. We're getting up there. It's almost 30 minutes here. Nets plus the 6.5. Bulls minus 6 here at home. Over under 232.5. I like the Nets here. Reason being is plenty of pieces in Igor Denman, Day'Ron Sharpe, the Clowney and Claxton duo. Plenty of Zaire Williams. There's pieces. Man is supposed to be out. That's the only thing. But I think a Tyrese Martin, that's a guy I've backed before in the past off props. I think he steps up. I'll sound like a broken record with him. But, yes, I like the Nets here plus the 6.5. And those are the 2 NBA games I like here, Knicks and Nets. Parlay those up if you want. Minus the 9.5, plus the 6.5. You want to sleazeball it, money line it, and lay it, and money line it. All right, on to some hockey. Before we get into some hockey, just see these comments here real quick. Whiskers, you are flustered. I think D's out of here, man. Whiskers booted him out the chat. Uh-oh. It's just these two here in the chat. We'll have some more coming. I'll keep getting these videos out to you guys daily. We got the Mammoth and the Ducks here, though, in this one. I guys thought about going to my Ducks, who've been making me money, made me money again the other night. Just this one, tough spot. I don't like the goalkeeper injuries here for the Ducks. It's eventually going to catch up to them. They can put up points with anybody. They can score points and goals with anybody. I like Carter Senecki, a Goudier and then a Senecki here. Yeah, give me the over 6.5 there here in this one with Anaheim and Utah here, Utah Mammoth and the Anaheim Ducks over 6.5. And then another hockey game I'm talking about here, a team that's also been making me money is the Sharks plus 125 here at home against the minus 150 Capitals. Just don't like the Capitals here in this spot. I'll take the youth, young, fresh legs here in the Sharks, even though they've been playing a lot of games back to back here recently. I'll take the plus price with them. I'm not scared to go right back to them here. So yeah, hockey's real short and sweet again for me tomorrow. I'll have some more stuff for you guys there on the morning show, if not happy hour. But now some college hoops I know people were asking about. Before I get into the college hoops, let me just leave that up and get into these comments. Devils money line, I was looking there. Definitely was looking there against the Stars. Interesting matchup. Only concern, again, Hughes, when's he getting back? I think it's January. And the goalkeeping advantage I'd probably give to the Stars. That's my only concern, Whisk. But college hoops. Yeah, I like University of Arkansas Pine Bluff in the D-Gen special, first game of the day. I'll leave this up. These are freebies. College hoops. Pine Bluff there against UIC. Still waiting on a line. I am expecting UAPB to be favored. UIC, struggling with the team like Chicago State. I think UAPB has a little bit of talent on their roster still. I'll take them. I like Indiana minus the 11 against Minnesota. The DeVries flavor there at Indiana. I've been impressed with them. I thought this one should be around minus 20, minus 19. I'm running it there at the minus 11 price. Yes, I like Arkansas as the dog here against Louisville. I think talent for talent, Calipari has the athletes to hang with this Louisville squad. I already tried to step in front of them there with Kentucky. I think Calipari gets it done, though. Instead, just not at Kentucky. He gets it done at Arkansas here. I like it. I like the Brazil kid on Arkansas. He's been there for a while now. Can do it all type 6'10" kid. I think Arkansas has plenty of talent around him as well. And then I'll also go to NC State as a dog against Auburn. Same thing as kind of what I was talking about with Indiana and football. NC State has brought in tons of transfers, but these kids are all, 23-year-old grown men who have been in this game. Still Auburn, new coach, a bunch of new faces on this team. I like NC State in this spot. I know Auburn rose to the occasion there against Houston, but I think NC State, they're an Elite Eight type, possibly Final Four type team. I like NC State here. See what the comments have to say. He said, love that. I don't know what DeAndre, which one he was talking about. SEC basketball. Absolutely. SEC basketball. Arkansas. Yeah, that's probably what he was liking. Yeah, I like Arkansas as well against Louisville. I like Arkansas as well. Whiskers is on Auburn. Uh-oh. He likes the Tigers. You're not concerned about like 4 or 5 of these guards on NC State, Whisk, that are just shooting the lights out of the ball, or at least have the capability of doing it. I don't know. Let me hear what you have to say about Auburn there, Whiskers. But let me give you guys some soccer action here. We cashed our one soccer bet. Might have been squares all square with Barcelona today, minus 130. But I actually think we took the -1. They won 3-1. We got minus 105 on it. But yes, Barcelona got it done. Here's some soccer. Yes, we'll go to those teams making their way in the Premier League first year in there. Try not to get sent back down there. Those Sunderland and Leeds. if you want to take some crazy money line shots there in the Premier League, have at it. Real Madrid, obviously, a Kylian Mbappe 2 goals plus should be extra juicy plus money. I'll square it up again. I'll go Barcelona yesterday, and then I'll go Real Madrid and see how it works out with me, especially when I just hit on an 8-1 soccer dog about a week ago. You got a little house money in soccer. Let's play with it and throw it around. We got some Liga MX here. Monterrey and Toluca over 3.5 goals here. Toluca 6-2 last time. I'm expecting Monterrey here to want to bounce back. Fast-paced game. And then Azul and Tigres, you just look at the recent scores there. 1-1, 0-0, 1-0 type games. The draws live in that one as well. Azul Tigres, some totals there in the Mexican Liga. But let's go check out the comments here before we get out of here. Any last words from anybody in the chat? He said, don't tell Ron Crawford I said that. Oh, like an Auburn. Auburn. Hey, Whiskers doesn't like the soccer, huh? Whiskers doesn't like the soccer. Well, it's cashing. It's cashing, man. And DeAndre's talking about he's going to get on the morning show one day. Yeah, no, for sure. Probably Thursday and Friday as far as look ahead show. We will be getting into UFC, last pay-per-view this week. Excited for that. We will be getting into college football, NFL always. I'll give you some more props and whatnot, and I'll go back over the games. And then obviously whatever NBA, NHL, and college basketball action there is, we're covering here on the Look Ahead Show, 9 p.m. on the West Coast, 12 p.m. midnight time. Check out what we have on the site. Go look at the description here, the link in the description. Check out some of my picks. Kind of been rolling hot. Check out the last 30 days, last 7 days in the green. Could always be better. Could always be better. But if you see anything in the green, you got to be happy about that. I'm always going to preach something long-term is what we're trying to get you guys on here at Tony's Picks, a better bang for your buck. Whether if it's a 7-day, a 30-day, we do have long-term yearly passes. Get you all the late steam action. We have a 2-for-1 capper promotion. Sign up with 2 of our cappers for the price of 1. What else? The 15% discount code as well. Tony T at checkout. Get you 15% off. But let's make some money, guys. A big-time weekend ahead of us. Conference championship weekend. Some NFL, obviously last UFC pay-per-view. Let's fire. Let's make some money, guys. Peace.